Hey everyone, I'm here at the Bronx and Donks booth and the convention center for Cowboy Christmas with Corbie from Bronx and Donks. And I have a few questions I want to ask him.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's hear them.
All right. So the first question is, as an upcoming social media influencer, what word of advice would you give everyone?
Content. Post a lot of content. So, rule number one I feel like is if you post a lot of content, number two is get a good hook on any type of content. Like if it's a picture, a video, long form or short form, the first 30 seconds matter the most. So people want that really quick, but most people don't post enough content. So if you want to be an influencer on social media at all, that's like the number one thing is post more content. Post every day, post twice a week, 3 times a week, more than you are now.
Okay. So,
And that's for everything. Like you may be posting once a day, post more than that. Like if you're
just
there,
do it.
do more. Yep.
Okay. So then, like, you're talking about consistency. What would you recommend if someone's having a hard time coming up with a niche or coming up with, trying to edit videos or make videos?
Yeah. A big thing for us is we do what we love. So if you're trying to find something that people like to do, it's probably less likely to go viral or be popular. So the most important thing is to do what you love. And if you don't know what that is yet, go look and try out different things. And once you figure that out, then you can really do something that is going to be impactful in somebody else's life.
Okay. So you guys you told me, I think earlier, you said you've been around for 5 years, right? So at what point throughout the 5 years did you feel like with your social media, you have felt successful?
The moment that you start to strive for a specific thing, right? So we wanted to be influencers or social media. We originally didn't start just to be famous. We started actually to sell mules or to sell horses, and then I actually started my own social media just for the fact that I want to share with people the lifestyle that we live.
Yep.
And so
I think we have that in common, really.
the very fact that I'm doing that, like I'm doing what I want to do, that makes us successful.
Okay.
So, like,
So you range
getting something or doing something, like having a lot of followers or getting money or anything like that, that's not the goal. The goal is to do what you love.
Okay.
And for us, that's when we became successful.
Okay. So at what point throughout your success did you guys decide to just start selling merchandise? And how did you get started with it?
A lot of people just ask for Bronx and Donks merch, so we started doing it.
Okay.
That was a couple of years ago, and then we decided to come to the NFR, and it's been wonderful ever since.
Oh, that's actually really cool. If you were an up and coming business, what would you recommend as far as like inventory goes? What business advice, since you've been doing this now for a few years, could you give someone?
It's different for everything. Like inventory definitely depends on demand. Like if people want it, then you probably want to keep it. Don't give up. That's probably the biggest thing. Learn from people that know, or people that like where they are. Go to those people to figure out what to do. Like if people are somewhere, like if there's a guy that's where you want to be, go and be with him.
Okay.
Or if there's a girl that is where you want to be, go and follow her and see what she's doing. And that's like, get a mentor. I think a mentor is really big, and then just don't give up.
Okay. Now, you probably get this question a lot too. What inspired the name Bronx and Donks?
So we got Bronx and Donks just because of the fact that Tyler, the main guy, he loves his mules, and we like to ride horses, and a lot of times they buck, so they're wrong. And we got Donks, so Bronx and Donks.
Okay. And you boys are out of Utah, right?
Yep, we're out of central Utah.
So how often do you get to travel and do these kind of events?
Most of the time we stay in Utah. So like usually once a month we do something. We work on cattle ranches, so like that's what we do.
Okay.
And it really just helps us out that we're always moving cows or doing something. So a lot springtime, there's a lot of action branding and gathering, and then we take them on the mountain, and then during the fall we also gather a lot.
Okay.
Then it's hunting season, so we do stuff there too. So.
Okay.
So, since you guys have been a part of the ranching industry your entire life, and Utah base, there's a lot of history there. So, what's kind of a fun historical cowboy fact you can share about where you're from?
We're really close to where Butch Cassidy grew up, and then where Butch Cassidy kind of, I don't know, did his outlawing, I guess. So we're not too far away. On our desert is where there's a Butch Cassidy hideout where the robbers roost, and pretty close to where we live, there's a name carved in the rock which says Butch Cassidy.
Is that kind of like towards Bryce Canyon?
Yeah, a little bit farther north.
Okay, a little more north.
Closer
okay.
to like Capitol Reef.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And another fun fact is Matt Warner, who was also one of the outlaws at the time, he grew up in like Levan, Utah, and then he ended up like beating up a kid or something, and then left and became an outlaw, and then came back to close to where we live and was a sheriff after
That's
his
cool.
wild time. So.
Okay. Now,
Since there's a lot of cool outlaw history there, is there any like cool cowboy heritage stuff that's unique to Utah?
Yeah, so my great-great-grandfather, his job was to take care of wild horses, basically. So he would go and castrate the stallions, and then the cavalry, the United States Cavalry, would give him thoroughbred stallions to turn out with the Mustangs. And so his job was to manage those horses, and then when the cavalry would come around, he would train them and give them to the cavalry to restock their herds.
That's actually really cool. Well, thank you, sir, for
Yeah,
doing the
of course.
interview with
Thank
me.
you.
My last question. You probably get this one a lot. Am I able to see the inside of the bus? Is that allowed?
Sadly not. The people at the expo won't let us have people in there, but
Fair enough. Fair
hopefully,
enough.
hopefully we're gonna get it all finished up pretty soon, and we'll do a tour for everyone.
Well, who knows? Might see you next year, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, thank you. I thank you again.
Appreciate